For this problem, we're told that some company manufactures bolts, and for a particular one, they want them to have a mean length of 9 centimeters. But they also have this quality control policy. That is, if you're more than 2 standard deviations away from this length, they discard them. Like they can't be too long or too short because then they won't sell. So they just get rid of them altogether. And what this question is asking for is, well, what are those lengths? How long is too long? And how short is too short before they start getting rid of those? What I'm going to do is draw this on a number line to explain how this works. Right, so here's my number line, and I'm going to mark 9 centimeters in the middle. Like that's what they want the average length to be. But if they go 2 standard deviations away from this number, some spot over here and some spot over here, it'll be too long or too short to sell. We're told that the standard deviation is 1/10 of a centimeter. To say that you're 2 standard deviations away from this number means you're going to add 0.1 to 9. And you're going to do that twice. So it'll look like this. You'll start at 9 and you'll add 1 standard deviation. So that's going to take you to here, which is 9.1. All I did was take this number and I added 1 standard deviation to it. If you're going to be 2 standard deviations away, you have to do it one more time. And the number you get this time is 9.2. So this is the value that is 2 standard deviations away from the mean. Said another way, any bolt that they make that's beyond this value, they don't want to sell because it's going to be too long. Now anything less than that, going down to 9 centimeters is okay. But, obviously if the bolt is too short, well, they're not going to want to sell that either. So we have to repeat this process, but going in this other direction. So this time, I'm going to take the middle, and I'm going to subtract the standard deviation 2 times. So to start with, okay, if I go 1 standard deviation this way, that's 9 minus 0.1, and that is 8.9. If I do this one more time, I end up here, and that is 8.8. So those are my 2 values. I just now need to choose the option over here that best reflects what the question is asking for. And it looks like my choice is going to be option D. A bolt will be destroyed if the length is less than this number. So here we would enter in 8.8. You don't have to type in centimeters again because it has centimeters here. And then anything that's greater than this number, 9.2 centimeters, will be destroyed as well. This is the acceptable range. Anything beyond, we don't want. So this is everything that you need to know to solve this problem, but I'd actually like to solve it an alternate way that uses a formula that we discussed in class, and that was the formula for something called the z-score. Z is equal to x minus x bar all over s. So what this formula did for us is, if you choose a data point, subtract off the mean, and divide by the standard deviation, it tells you how many standard deviations away from the middle, the mean, you are. And that value is what we called a z-score. So we already know the answers. So basically we're just going to be verifying our work here. So I know 2 standard deviations away, the answer is 9.2, but we're going to find this value again. If you want to know the data point that's 2 standard deviations away from the mean, in your formula, you would put 2 in place of z. You would do that to mean you are 2 standard deviations away from the mean, moving in the positive direction. X is the data point, the thing you don't know. You would subtract 9, which is the mean, and you would divide by the standard deviation, which is 0.1. The goal would be to take this equation and solve for x. All right, that's a 2-step process. I want to multiply both sides by 0.1, and you can cross multiply over to this 2. 2 times 0.1, I'll write down as 0.2. The second step would be, I want to get x by itself, and I see we're subtracting 9 here. What I'm going to do is add 9 to both sides of this equation. 0.2 plus 9 is 9.2, and on the right, we're left with just x. And this confirms our answer that we have over here. If you wanted to repeat this process to figure out this point, the only difference is, since you're moving in the negative direction, I'm not going to put positive 2 in place of z. I'm actually just going to put negative 2. And if I solve this equation, it's going to tell me the data point that's 2 standard deviations to the left of the mean. The process of solving it will be similar to what we did here. I want to cancel this 0.1 by multiplying it to both sides, meaning it's going to multiply to the negative 2. So that gives us negative 0.2 is equal to x minus 9. Next, I want to get x by itself, so I'll add 9 to both sides of my equation. 9 plus a negative 0.2 will give me our value of 8.8. And on the right, we cancel the 9, giving us just x. So this formula will also give you the solutions to this problem. You can choose whichever way you'd like to solve it, and that's it for this question.